Hey, Tburrier from Tburrier.com. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about what is OPC. Maybe you've heard of this nutrient. It is a fabulous, fabulous nutrient, and you're trying to figure out if this is the right thing for you to be using. First and foremost, I just want to say that no nutrient in and of itself is a magic pill. You got to make sure that your body's getting the basic things that it needs. And then when you take more specialized nutrients like an OPC, you can have some pretty amazing results. But let me give you some insight as to what OPC is. I've been using OPC for a long time. It's made many major differences in my life. But again, that's on top of doing a lot of the right stuff. But I've also seen people who didn't do all the right stuff get great results with OPC. So OPC stands for oligomeric proanthocyanidins. That's why they call it OPC, because that's a mouthful. It is a bioflavonoid. Bioflavonoid are organic plant compounds. There's over 20,000 of these, and they are all effective in helping the human body. There's tons of micronutrients in plants that you don't know the name of. This is one of the most powerful, and it was first discovered by Dr. Jack Masquier back in 1947. So it's been around for a long time. You're talking, as I make this video, 72 years, and it is a super powerful antioxidant. It is 50 times more powerful as an antioxidant than vitamin E and 20 times more powerful than vitamin C. And it's also very unique in that it multiplies the impact of other antioxidants in your body. And the way it does that is because it is a network. So, and this is what I mean by that. So let's say that you're taking high doses of a single antioxidant like a vitamin C. Well, at some point, right, having that much of one antioxidant, it then becomes its own free radical because nothing can quench its antioxidant ability. I mean, I'm not going to get all into the chemistry. You can research that, but it becomes its own free radical. OPC is a network, so it never becomes its own free radical. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't use single antioxidants short-term therapeutically. You should for certain things. But you don't need to if you use something like an OPC because it's its own network. It never becomes a free radical. It is always just a powerful antioxidant. And it, by the way, is non-toxic and water soluble. So whatever you don't use, your body will flush. Well, I don't think I've ever seen that happen. But what it does in your body is it supports collagen, which supports your connective tissue, which means it also helps you substantially with joints and skin. You know, I had a tremendous amount of skin damage as a young man, and as a result of using OPC for so many years, it's done wonderful things for my skin. You know, at the age of 58, my skin, it really slowed down the progression of the aging, even though I had a lot of deep lines in my skin, which you can't really see from this camera angle. But, you know, by the time I was in my late 20s, I had lots of deep lines because I spent so many years on the water. And with no sunscreen and, you know, didn't care. It also crosses the blood-brain barrier, and which makes it unbelievably effective for things like ADD or ADHD. I've seen circumstances where people who struggle with those things suddenly didn't struggle anymore. Tremendous for your heart and your eyes. It's another area for me that, you know, my eyes, I did some serious damage to one of my eyes as a young man. I flipped over a fence and landed eye first on a concrete block, and they said you will have a lot of problem with this eye. Not to mention that, you know, historically your eyes begin to get weaker, and it took many years beyond most of my immediate family before my eyes started to get weaker, and the progression of that has been pretty slow. I still can read without glasses most of the time. I can still see distance without glasses pretty well. I mean, I wear them to drive just because it's not as clear as when I was, you know, had 20/20. But OPC, I'm convinced that the OPC is part of that. Tremendous for your heart, you know, and incredible for allergies. This is a whole nother, nobody even talks about that from an OPC perspective, but lots of super antioxidants and superfoods are good for allergies. But I'm allergic to all grass and dust, which means that for years I had allergies year round. I couldn't use allergy medications. It just made me feel too whacked out. And, you know, and I care about that. I care about that kind of stuff going into my body. But ever since I've been using OPC, it doesn't matter. I can walk through a haystorm and it just doesn't make any difference. I don't have any issues with allergies. I was able to deal with a lot of arthritic issues from years of playing sports using OPC. So it does a lot of things, but very, very important. If you're going to use an OPC product, you know, it's like any other nutrient, any other plant. If you cook a plant, you kill it. You kill the vitamins, you kill the enzymes, you kill the integrity of that nutrient. So if you're going to use an OPC product, make sure you're using one that is cold processed, so that the OPC is active and alive. And make sure you're using foundational nutrition. Make sure you're getting your basic nutrients and cleansing your cells so your body is getting what it needs. That way your body can use the OPC in a more specialized way. So I hope that was a little bit helpful for you. If you want to know what I use, send me an email. I'm happy to share it with you. Can't buy it direct from me. You have to buy it from the manufacturer, but I'm happy to share it with you. Or go seek it out on your own. All right. Hope this is helpful. Have a great day.